So welcome to Membership World, and I'm delighted to have another one of our members with me today, and that is Steve Charles, who is the CEO and founder of Member Boost, which is a membership consultancy and training company. Steve, lovely to have you here today.
Yeah, thank you.
So, tell us about some of the problems and challenges that membership organizations have. What are you seeing? What are they not doing?
Well, membership organizations all seem to have very similar issues in terms of they need to engage better with members. There's a majority of members are very passive. So, how do you break that? Um, they have some of them will have problems retaining members. Members just sometimes just float away. They don't necessarily resign. They just don't pay. So, how do you combat that? Most of them will have problems because they need to recruit more members and they don't not quite sure how to do that. They need to grow revenues. Sometimes the staff haven't got the necessary skills to do the tasks that are required. So it's all those things. And one of the other big things I find, certainly with trade associations, is about how they present membership, i.e., don't just do a long list of services with bullet points. It's got to be a bit more clever than that.
Hmm.
And that's one of the things that I help a lot of trade associations with.
So, some of the remedies, what do you think are some of the quick wins that organizations can do?
Well, if you're undertaking a contact plan to contact members a couple of times once or twice a year or whatever it is, you got to think very carefully about how you make the most of that interaction. And where most of them go wrong is that they phone people up and they'll tell them about all sorts of things. And it's a whole series of telling and selling, trying to sell them services, products, or whatever. And the chance of that member that you're talking to being interested in what you're trying to sell them or tell them about can be pretty remote. So it is much more effective if when you have that opportunity to talk to members, to ask them what they want out of their membership, what challenges that they've got. If you have then analyzed the services and benefits that you're offering, you can then match your services to the issues that they've got. So that interaction between you contacting the member telling you what they need, and you going, we can help you with that. That is the most important thing that an organization can do, but
Mhm.
very few of them do it.
Yeah. Do you think they invest enough in training, for example?
No,
Um,
no. Well, no, well, they don't, and that's really because they don't really think about it. I find that particularly relevant in smaller associations because they've got a limited number of staff. They're all skilled in various areas. Could be admin, tech, marketing, whatever, finance. But very often they don't employ anybody who has a skill set that involves sales because they don't always think of membership as a sales process. But that's exactly what it is. And so it isn't hard sales, it's more influencer sales, to be honest.
mm,
So you've got to try and influence businesses to join, and businesses will pay for membership if there's something in it for them. That's the
right.
key thing. So you've got to try and find something that they need. So that's why you've got to ask them that question. And so the staff need specifically need training, I think, in a couple of areas. One is about sales, membership retention on new member sales, which is more of a sales process, but it's still a soft sell, really. Hard sales don't work in membership organizations.
Mm,
The other thing they need training on is objection handling. And if people say, I want to leave or I don't want to join, how do you overcome that objection? And if you're trained in it, there's lots of answers that I can give you on how to overcome those problems as well. So,
yeah.
but generally training is not great, fair to say.
Um, Great stuff. Thank you for joining us. How can people find out more about you?
Well, you can go onto the website, which is memberboost.co.uk, and on there you'll find all about the Wheel of Membership Excellence, which is the visualization of best practice in membership. You'll find out about webinars that are on. You might find out, news articles and best practice tips and all sorts of things. Or you can email me at steve@memberboost.co.uk and I'll be happy to have a chat. Chats cost nothing.
Great to have you,
Thank you. Great to work with you, Gordon. Thanks very much.
Steve. Bye bye.
Bye.